Hello and welcome back to another video. Today we are talking about both the Atlantic and the East Pacific, since we do have disturbances in both of them over the next 5 days. So let's get started here right in the Atlantic. So we have two disturbances here. Disturbance number 1 has a 40% chance of cyclone formation in 5 days. So here is what the National Hurricane Center says about this storm. The northern portion of a tropical wave is producing disorganized showers and thunderstorms over northeastern Honduras and the western Caribbean Sea. And the system is forecast to move into the Bay of Campeche and merge with a pre-existing surface low located over the southwestern Gulf of Mexico by this weekend. Environmental conditions are expected to become conducive for gradual development, and a tropical depression could form by early next week. Now we have disturbance number 2, which is a strong tropical wave that is expected to emerge off the coast of Western Africa in the next day or so. Environmental conditions are forecast to be conducive for development thereafter, and a tropical depression is likely to form by early next week as the storm system moves west-northwestward over the far eastern Atlantic near the Cabo Verde Islands. And that has a 70% chance of cyclone formation through 5 days. Moving into the eastern Pacific, we have a disturbance here that is an area of low pressure that is expected to form south of the southern coast of Mexico over the weekend. Subsequent gradual development of this system will be possible, and a tropical depression could form late this weekend or early next week while it moves west-northwestward or northwestward near the coast of southern and southwestern Mexico. So, the weird thing is, the National Hurricane Center has a very high confidence in all three of these systems. But if we look at the GFS here, here's disturbance number 2, disturbance number 1, nothing forms. You know, the most that you can see any development is just an area of low pressure off the coast of Africa that just gets torn up by wind shear. There really isn't much here. And even in the East Pacific, which that disturbance in the East Pacific would be down in here, again, there's really nothing here. So the confidence level, if we move over to the CMC, the Canadian model, the confidence here is definitely coming from another source, since even the Canadian model barely shows any development here, doesn't really show any development here, or any development here. Are 3 areas to watch. So basically it all comes down to the question of which will be right, the National Hurricane Center or the model runs. So typically the National Hurricane Center is more precise, since it has access to the tropical runs of the European model, the most accurate forecast model, which I do not have on this website. So from that we can infer that the source for the confidence in both those systems comes from the European model, and it most likely has both of them forming, and possibly forming very strong right off the bat. Now, that makes sense, the high confidence, since both of these models have been very hit or miss, and by that I mean that every single model run has been completely different. So let's go back just one model run, and you can see here that we do have something that forms off the coast of Africa. It really doesn't do much. And then you have another wave, as well as 2 other tropical systems, both of which hit the U.S., one of which is a major hurricane that hits Florida. So typically on the GFS, you don't see a major hurricane that makes landfall in the U.S. just disappear a model run later. That just shows that the GFS is not even confident in their own predictions from 6 hours previous. The forecast 6 hours ago from this model run. So at the moment, they're just areas to watch. Even though we could see these storms form in the next 48 hours or so, we don't have enough clear evidence based on the models to really put any concern over any of these systems. So right now it is just a waiting game. So comments in the comment section down below, do you think these disturbances will form? And if you enjoyed this video, consider leaving a like, subscribing, and hitting the bell. But that is all I have for today. Thank you guys for watching. I will see you guys next time.